Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for more of Arkham Twin Days of Spider-Man Web of Shadows, as I'm going to talk about this little game, which is a 2008 non-movie license game. If you want to know, so why not? A 2008 non-movie license game. So it all started before, well, there was this prelude, and then you see everything that was being attacked by this black symbiote, of course, because everything has gone awry, and things are not the same as it used to be. So it's, oh boy. The thing is, Peter Parker was going to have a nice, quiet time fighting against the bad guys, but instead, he's going to get more than what he just bargained for. What he just ran into is none other than Eddie Brock, who is also known as Venom. So, yeah, things are not going to go well for the sophisticated webbed hero. How will he ever survive this against Eddie Brock or this amazing super-powered being? Well, because since this black symbiote is now a part of him, this is not going to go well for him. Oh my. So, how to solve this problem? He's gonna have to confront him, even though he's as big and hairy. Well, not big and hairy. Big and scary, of course. So, just he was about to lose this kind of hope, all of a sudden, he started to feel this strange, icky gunk that's kind of absorbing his suit or his molecular structure. And then all of a sudden, he started to turn into this black well, not this black thing. However, the black symbiote that kind of, which he didn't accidentally took, kind of absolutely, how do I say this? It's not, how do I say this? It's not parasitic, it's more like, if it was a parasite, it would have just eaten him alive instead of more like gaining food, but it needs to bond to a host to survive. It became a whole new reality thing that turns him upside down. So, he is now the black symbiote. Black suit Spider-Man in the black symbiote. Who is going to win? The black symbiote Spider-Man or Venom? So, I have no idea. Let's see. Change suits. Okay. Okay, now I got it. That's one. Oh. Ta-da! Okay. So, why not how... So, even though he dislikes the black symbiote, he's gonna have no other choice but to stop Eddie Brock. It was a close standoff, but it was a very close call to save Mary Jane Watson's life. And not to mention others as well. To keep out of Mary Jane from harm is the only way for Spider-Man to go through. Of course, without Mary Jane, he would be nothing, and how will he find his next true love? It wouldn't be the same. Of course, he has to kind of keep this a secret from Mary Jane for a while. Of course, it kind of hurts this loud. She heard this loud noise. She wasn't so sure if it was Eddie Brock or not, but who knows? I mean, things could have gone from bad to worse. Now that Spider-Man is able to change suits on the fly, he can go from the red to the black suit in any way he wishes. So always try to go from the always good guy and protector of the weak like George of the Jungle type of guy. He is always your friendly neighborhood webbed hero, Spider-Man. Even though if he has to wear the black suit, that would make him sound like an angry Ronald Reagan and a Clint Eastwood combined with Christian Bale Batman. All together now. He would sound not as terrible, but not as amazing. So yay! So yeah! Pretty amazing for anything that comes going on. So he has to stop the gangs of New York first. Things are not gonna go easy for the webhead hero. The Rolling Sevens and the Park Avenues, they're kind of at odds at war for themselves. So things are not gonna go well with the webbed hero. The only way how to stop this gang war is to somehow that Luke Cage shows up all of a sudden in front of a hospital. Yes, in front of a hospital. So, the hospital, huh? So, what did... So, the hospital is where the big shootout begins, and things are not going to go so well. So, Luke Cage has find himself to come up with a better way to stop all this. So, he's gonna train Spider-Man that he can come in and getting quick and easy getting in and out. But it will not be easy, so Luke Cage trained him. Of course, his name is Power Man, because he's going to be teaching him what he knows about how to web zip in, or how do I say this? By a leap of faith is what he does. Yeah! So, now that he knows how to do those leap of faith jumps like Super Mario style, he is able to do that with against the Five Avenues and the Rolling Sevens. So, the Rolling Sevens leader, of course, however, was kinda, I'm not saying confused. So yeah, of course he decided that he'd rather agree to do a parlay. Of course, that kind of parlay is that he's saying, let me guess, he wants us to come over and be friends. And Luke Cage is going to say, you can put it that way. Actually, he wanted you, yeah, he agreed to a parlay, he wanted you to do a favor. And he does agree to a parlay. Well, not a parlay like do for Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, something like that with the parlay for Pirates of the Caribbean. And so, why not a parlay? So, how to do this? So, and now he wants you to do something to do another favor if he can try to agree with this. And he said, let me guess again. You want me to set up the play date for the other gang leader. And Luke Cage did say, you could put it that way. I wouldn't. Just get them over to come in by sundown in the middle of the park. No guns. And then Spider-Man says, sundown, eh? Well, you got it, Sheriff Luke. Deputy Spider-Man will get that rascally varmint. And he's gonna do that with the gang leader of the Park Avenues. Now that he's finally agreed, now that he's able to knock some sense into the Park Avenue's henchmen or something, he has to get he wants to have an audience with the Park Avenue's leader. And he says something about they hit us back and we hit them hard. It says, well, the leader of the Rolling Sevens have agreed to a parlay. And he says, you, Luke Cage, and your friendly neighborhood webbed hero, and the police are all going to be your new best friends. And yes, you want me to show up at the park with the other gang leader? And says, yeah. Just be there at sundown. Be there or be square. And he says, be square? You from Queens? And he says, just show up. He says, just show up or else. Please, I mean, he wants to end this gang war so quickly and so bad. And he decided that he's going to be there. However, things were going to get a little too easy. Almost too easy. Yet somehow there's this little notch problem. There's some kind, as you can see, there's some type of robots that look like Iron Man knockoffs, and it doesn't look right. And it's not cool. And Spider-Man has got like moments to disarm these people, to stop these Iron Man knockoffs, or else this gang war is going to start all over again. So this is not going to go well. Now that he is able to stop the Iron Man knockoffs, he is finally able to get to the middle of the park of the conversation. But see, even though the conversation is going good, but somehow the heated argument is still going on about who started the first shot and who fired the first round. The leader of the Rolling Sevens is not going to stand for this, or the Park Avenue's leader is not going to stand for this. And Luke Cage says, I said no guns! And then, of course, whether this choice is up to you or not, if you choose the light side of the good ending, you get to, how do I say this? You get to, be friends with the leader of the Park Avenues and the leader of the Rolling Sevens with the police. So, yeah. It's going to be hunky-dory. Pretty cool. And it's not going to be easy. Of course, if you chose the dark path, you're gonna have the dark, well, not the dark ending. You'll have like the bad choice of whether the the gang war is gonna continue on, or because of you made the poor decision. Did you see the leader of the Rolling Sevens and the leader of the Park Avenues decided to say, nope, we're gonna let this war continue. However, with that kind of ending, is going to, how do I say, prevent them from not getting to shoot each other anymore. Because that photo shows of those Iron Man knockoffs is a solution that Wilson Fisk wanted to see that they can play against each other's throats. Why does the fat man himself have to sing in his own praises? Because he wants to see this gang war on continue, and he would not be, and he would have no problems to, how do I say this? Some continuity, because he says he wouldn't have no problems to stop the gang war, and it was not his fault. But guess what? He wants to see this gang war started by showing each other's throats, because the fat man himself, who wanted to order 30 or 40 burgers to go, doesn't care. And guess what? He will later find out that he's going to stop the gang war himself from what he started. He wants to create these problems to solve the problems of the citizens of New York. Wow, I'm guessing that's how it works from that Marvel Spider-Man game, that game is pretty dark, which is like, that game is Arkham City and Arkham Knight combined, and yeah. It is pretty amazing. But I'm going to know why would Wilson Fisk would love to cause so much problems in his own dilly-dallying thing. So, Spider-Man decided it's time to go pay a visit to Wilson Fisk. And he's going to do just that. A visit to Wilson Fisk is going to be the most happy day of his life. Once he gets to Wilson Fisk Industries, or the Fisk building, which I'm pretty sure that's going to work, he's gonna bump into another character that he's always familiar with that stole his heart back in the 80s. And it's none other than Felicia Hardy. Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. Not Catwoman, of course, she is a thrill seeker. And she is the Marvel's Catwoman, of course. You know, the Marvel's Catwoman, like DC, like Selena Kyle would. We'll be thankful that Felicia Hardy's a little nicer than Selena Kyle. Of course, Selena Kyle can be mean a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. If I were Batman if I were trying to go ask on a date for Selena Kyle, then I don't know how will that react. I'm guessing she may react to this at some point. But who knows? It's pretty cool, amazingly awesome. Of course, oh boy. Not Catwoman, but Black Cat is gonna have to, oh boy, gonna have to fight him because he always has this Great Rush reference and refuses to kill, how do I say this? Refuses to kill the man he loves, even though she kinda likes to tell half of the white lies and then telling the truth. And yay! Oh my. You know what, I'm gonna forget that token because I need to move on. So, yes. And now that things are gonna go really sour, or somewhat, Spider-Man has to follow Black Cat, Felicia. Of course, Felicia has other things, even though she has the ability to go climbing on the walls, but she's not a spider, even though she has that crisscrossing of that cross-species genetics thing. It may kind of work. Of course, she has that super soldier serum in her system, where Captain America was given that same thing of that super soldier formula. So Felicia Hardy was kinda defeated. Again, once again, by Spider-Man. Seems Felicia Hardy will never get what she wants. Of course, she still loves him, though, because of that lovey-dovey relationship type of thing. Because things may not go so well, and once again, you have the choice to, of which of your choosing. So, the choosing of which one will it be? So, if you choose the side with Felicia, you get this kind of ending, whether that happens because ever since you bumped into Moon Knight, things may go awry, but will you ever be forgiven if Moon Knight finds out about this? But if you choose the pansy side, I'm guessing you will stay even though Moon Knight deliberately needs your help. And now that things are going so well, I suppose that working with Moon Knight, who has the mood ring because he is the Marvel's Batman, even though I don't know much about him, he sounds like a Nightwing character with that Nightwing voice, but he is the Marvel's Batman with a mood ring. Of course, another Marvel's Batman character, which is Matt Murdock, also known as Daredevil. He works as a lawyer. By day, stopping criminals. By night, as a superhero by the name of Daredevil. And also another character's name, who is another Marvel's Batman, is Cloak. So he has the ability to teleport anywhere around the world, including around in New York City, such as this. But I do believe we are going to stop here for the time being. And don't worry, we are going to continue to pick up from where we left off, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of Spider-Man Web of Shadows or Arkham Twin Days? Do you like it or hate it? And mash that like button or share this video. If you guys love Arkham Twin Days or any Spidey lore such as myself. So for anyways, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational special being, and not to mention your friendly neighborhood Spider Cop, who takes chances, making mistakes and getting messy, like peanut butter and chocolate or breakfast for dinner. In Leo's Let's Plays Alliance, Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember, always fight with honor, love, truth, and justice. And see you guys next time for more of Arkham